Mohammed bin Salman, also known as MBS, is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He is the son of the King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. MBS is known for his ambitious vision in revolutionizing Saudi Arabia through his Vision 2030 that aims to diversify economy away from oil dependence. But behind every happy face lies some dark truths, and MBS has not left himself away from this. Besides bringing out some revolutionary reforms in the country, the Crown Prince is involved in certain matters that has gained the significant criticism worldwide. Hello friends, welcome back to our channel, where we fulfill our promise in bringing something new every time. In this video, we are going to reveal the dark life of Mohammed bin Salman, also known as MBS. So without any further delay, let's dive in. Brutal war in Yemen. Back in 2015, the Saudi Arabia participated in the civil war in Yemen by bombing airstrikes against the Houthi rebels. This was because MBS feared that the Houthi rebels were taking over more land. In order to stop this movement, the Saudi-UAE alliance conducted more than 20,000 airstrikes on Houthi-controlled areas. These airstrikes were possible only with the aids of United States. The human rights groups accused the Saudi-UAE alliance for bombing airstrikes on civilians, hospitals, schools, and other places without any care. Tens of thousands of people were killed in this ongoing war, and millions of people were forced to emigrate. Moreover, the United Nations calls this act as the world's worst humanitarian crisis. During an interview on April 2018, the Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman defended the Saudi-led action by saying mistakes can happen in any military operation. Any errors made by the Saudi Arabia or coalition were unintentional. Lebanon's PM resignation. Imagine yourself being the CEO of your company, going for a social gathering, but returning with your resignation letter. Sounds crazy, right? Well, this actually happened in November 2017 when Lebanon's PM Saad Hariri came for a normal Saudi visit but ended up giving away his resignation the very next day. According to several sources, the Lebanon's PM's cell phone was confiscated as soon he landed and withdrew his position as the acting Lebanon PM the very next day on the live Saudi television show. Hariri was scheduled to meet with King Salman and MBS the day he announced his resignation. This situation caused a lot of anger in Lebanon, as it seemed one country has kidnapped the prime minister of another country. Saudi-Lebanon relations became more tense when the president, Michel Aoun, refused to accept Saad's resignation. Meanwhile, Hariri blamed Iran and Hezbollah for causing issues in his country, so he stayed in Saudi Arabia for another 2 weeks. Saad finally withdrew his resignation and flew back to Beirut after a few weeks as the French President Emmanuel Macron stepped in to resolve the issue. Imprisoning women's rights activists. 2018 is the year when women in Saudi Arabia were finally given the right to drive, and Mohammed bin Salman, also known as MBS, was admired in bringing out this revolutionary reform in the society. But in reality, the Saudi human rights activists were raising their voice for this since 1990s and kept pushing it until the decision was made. Just a few weeks before the ban of women driving was officially lifted, several arrests were made against women, but mostly men activists. The Saudi human rights said that these arrests were a clear sign to show the power of MBS, that he wouldn't tolerate any criticism against any of his reformed rule. Although in an interview in 2018, MBS told Bloomberg that those arrests were not related to women driving rights, but were made on several other charges. But the Saudi human rights cleared stated that MBS had given a clear message that whoever goes against his rule has to go to jail and meet the consequences. Following the arrests of human activists in 2018, Saudi Arabia got into a new drama. When the Canadian President, Justin Trudeau, raised his voice for the release of these women, the Saudi officials expelled the Canadian Shahzain Bai and announced that all Saudi students studying in America must return to Saudi Arabia. In exchange to this arrest, the Canadian Foreign Minister replied with, "Canada is greatly concerned about additional arrests of civil society and women's rights activists in #Saudi Arabia, including Samar Badawi. We urge the Saudi authorities to immediately release them and all other peaceful." DCC crisis. Another political crisis took place in June 5, 2017, when Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, and Egypt cut diplomatic ties with Qatar and a blockade was imposed on it. Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, and the UAE Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed were named did a little more than creating a rift in the Gulf Cooperation Council that includes Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. According to resources, the blockade also included military option. The plan was to involve Saudi and UAE troops invading Qatar that would allow the Saudi forces advancing 100 km, capturing the capital Doha. Just few weeks before the plan could execute, the U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson got alarmed that this invasion might affect the long-term Saudis-U.S. relationship. Thus, the Saudi Prince, MBS, had no choice but to back down. Execution at its peak. No doubt MBS has made quite some reforms in the country, like opening the first-ever movie theaters in the country and allowing music concerts to happen openly, but at the same time, the number of executions has also increased dramatically. So much to that Saudi Arabia is now among the top 5 countries that has the most executions. Human rights groups like Amnesty has accused the Crown Prince MBS for using the death penalty to silence the criticism from the Shia minority in the country. Amnesty also accused MBS for not working for the human rights at all in the recent years. Death of Jamal Khashoggi. On October 2, 2018, a Saudi journalist, Jamal Khashoggi, and MBS critical went into Saudi consulate in Istanbul to file divorce from his ex-wife. For more than 2 weeks, Jamal went missing, and after denying for 18 days, the Saudi officials confirmed that Jamal had been murdered. According to rumors, Jamal was reported to get involved in a fight with the Saudi officials inside the consulate. From the start, the Turkish authorities stated that Jamal was killed as soon as he entered the consulate, but Saudi officials kept saying that Jamal had been seen leaving the building alive. Finally, after 18 days on October 20, 2018, the Saudi officials released a statement that Jamal had got into a fight with Saudi officials as soon as he entered the Saudi consulate that led to his death. After this global criticism, 18 Saudi officials were arrested, out of which 5 of them were given the death penalty. However, 2 of the higher authorities were cleared out, while the rest were given a sentence of some time period. And that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video and want some more video like this, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any of our videos. Also, if you want us to uncover any of your favorite personality, do let us know in the comment section. We love reading out your suggestion. Until next time, take good care of yourself and people around.